Hello and welcome back to the Wrist Club, the home of where we talk about all things on the wrist. Today on my wrist is my Rolex 126710BLRO. That's right, the Rolex GMT Master 2 Pepsi. Let me know what you guys have on your wrist as you're watching this video in the comments below, and what you're planning to have on your wrist this coming week. Last week's video was all about the worst watches of Watches and Wonders 2026. This week's video, as you've clicked it, is all about the best watches of Watches and Wonders 2026. I decided to give it a little pause, a little breath, a little woosah before making this video, because sometimes you need to let the dust settle. You need to let the meat marinade, okay? Sometimes you've got to let Watches and Wonders go down for a little bit, you know, breathe in the disappointment and understand what you truly like. Let me know what you guys think of this list in the comments below. And if it's your first time rocking with me on this channel, please hit that subscribe button. We're on the road to 800 subscribers, on the road to 1,000. Anyway, without any further ado, let's get straight into it. The first watch on my list is the Vacheron Constantin Overseas Ultra Thin. Listen, I spoke about this in my video surrounding Vacheron Constantin this year. This watch is an absolute stunner. Made in precious metal and platinum. It is 7.35 millimeters thin. It is a razor. The dial is a beautiful salmon sunburst effect. It has superluminova on all of the indices. This watch for me is arguably the best watch of Watches and Wonders. The only reason why I can't put it as the best of the best is because it is super limited edition, only 255 pieces, I should say, available. And the 100 comes from the $120,000 that it costs for this watch. This watch comes on 3 different straps: the platinum strap, leather strap, and a rubber strap. Also, we know Vacheron Constantin, okay? They don't leave any stone unturned. They always make sure they give plenty of accessories. For me, this watch is arguably the watch of Watches and Wonders if it wasn't for the steep price tag and the limited number of pieces available. But it has to go on the list because it's an absolute work of art. Second watch on my list is the Bulgari Octo Finissimo 37 millimeters. Now, I'll put both the 37 and the 40 on the list because I think this redesign is beautiful across both of them. They've redesigned the bracelet. The bracelet is now a 2-part bracelet, which, you know, Bulgari have now said that they're now able to make a 2-tone across the bracelet at a later date, which I think will look absolutely stunning. On top of that, just them getting this watch down to a smaller size is perfect. Yes, I do have quite a large sized wrist, but I think the 37 millimeters is perfect because, you know, as they say, square watches wear about 2 millimeters bigger than a typical circular dialed watch. They've redesigned the entire movement on this watch, making it 20% smaller, whilst at the same time giving it 20% more in power reserve. It has an open display case back and comes in both sandblasted titanium and in brushed titanium. The sandblasted titanium comes in at around $16,600 and the brushed titanium comes in at $17,400. What do you guys think about this watch? Let me know in the comments below. For me, it has to go on the list for the top watches of Watches and Wonders 2026. Up next is another watch I spoke about in the video surrounding Cartier, and that is the Cartier Santos Dumont, the brand new Dumont, both in the platinum and in the gold. I think both of these are incredible. The redesigned bracelet for me is sumptuous and stunning. 394 individual pieces of that bracelet. No, this is not a Milanese bracelet. This is a rival to the Setimo bracelet that Rolex released last year, and instead of 7 links across, this has 15 individual links across. It is a work of art, an absolute piece of beauty, and it shows the honesty of what Cartier are able to do. I wish this watch came in steel. It doesn't. It's only in platinum and in yellow gold, and the yellow gold for me is the absolute winner out of these two. It is an automatic movement, a manual wound automatic movement, given 43 hours of power reserve, and it has a thickness of only 7.4 millimeters. I've just realized that maybe there's a theme going on with the watches I'm speaking about on this list having such extreme levels of thinness. Maybe it's personal taste. Let me know what you guys think does thickness come into it when you are looking at purchasing a watch? Up next, we are sticking with Cartier, and we're going to talk about a watch that they kind of secretly unveiled. Not secretly, but they didn't do this watch with much fanfare. It's the Cartier Santos with the ghost dial. Now, if you go to the Cartier webpage, you can't see much from it, but people that were there live and direct at Watches and Wonders saw these watches and were able to get hands-on with these watches. And I say these watches because we have a medium in the gray and we have a small in the burgundy dial, which is two-toned gold and steel. Now, I think both of these watches are beautiful, but the small for me is too small. So we're going to focus on the ghost gray. I think this watch is a callback to the 1980s, the Santos Carré, reference number 2960, which bared a similar dial, but it had a little bit more texture to it. I can appreciate both of these dials. The older one was fascinating, but this one, glossy, gray, it just looks for me to be perfect. It's not going to be out until November, and that's probably why they haven't put too much of it out there, and the reason why it is a ghost on the Cartier website. But this watch for me is going to be my Cartier purchase of 2026. Before, I was looking at Dumont. If they had this brand new bracelet of the Dumont in steel, I would have gone for the Dumont. But until they do, it is going to be this ghost gray dial. Let me know what you guys think of this in the comments below. The final watch on this list has to be the watchmaker's watchmaker, the JLC Master Chronometer. Now, this watch has been spoken about by so many people surrounding the stats and the facts of why this is such a great watch. For me, it is the beauty of the round dial and this stunning integrated bracelet. Now, people call JLC the watchmaker's watchmaker for a reason. They developed the movement for all of these integrated bracelet watches. I'm talking about the Royal Oak, I'm talking about the Patek Philippe Nautilus. They made the movements for these first watches when they were first brought to the market and for many, many years afterwards. However, they had never made their own integrated bracelet watch, and this is their foray into the integrated bracelet watches, and I think they have done it beautifully because this watch has a stunning classic design, but this bracelet, the facets of this bracelet and the way it looks like it reflects the light, I think they have got this one down to a T, and everybody that's had a look at it in the flesh have spoken about how great and how beautiful this watch looks. So I'm looking forward to being able to get this watch on my wrist and seeing it in the metal. Now, this watch comes in 3 different varieties: a time and date variety, a time, a date and power reserve varieties, which comes in with 2 subdials, and a perpetual calendar variety, which also has a moon phase. The pricing between all of these 3 models, the first 2 isn't quite substantial. The last one on steel is about $40,000. The power reserve and date one is about $17,000, and the time and date model is about $14,000 to $15,000. For me, I will be hitting this watch in the middle of the road and going for the one with the 2 subdials. I think that is the sweet spot. The $40,000 one is the one that is the most beautiful to me. That moon phase is stunning. However, the jump in price for me is a bit too much. I definitely do understand the complications and the value proposition that is in it. It just isn't for me. It also, they have it in pink gold as well. So if you've got a little bit more cash on your hands, you can check that one out too. For many people, this is the watch of Watches and Wonders. As a bonus honorable mention for you guys to check out, that is the Lange 1 Tourbillon Perpetual Calendar Lumen. This watch for me is beautiful, and it's more stunning when the lights are out. Please go ahead and check that one out. There's only 50 pieces of that made, and that's why it cannot make the list. I know some of you are going to think David didn't make the list because it was too thick. Okay, it's thicker than a Snicker, as I said in my last one. It's not. I don't think this is thicker than a Snicker, but it's definitely thicker than any of the other watches in the list. And no, that's not the reason why it hasn't made the list. It's because there's only 50 pieces of that watch available, and I know I put in the Vacheron Constantin, which is at 255, but come on, that's 5 times the amount of this one. But yeah, let me know what you guys think in the comments below. What watches did I leave out? What watches would you put in? Do you rate this list? And let me know what you're going to be going for from this year's Watches and Wonders. I've been David LeCoultre. You've been watching The Risk Club. Please hit that subscribe button. please. Okay, let's get this channel up to 800 subscribers, on the way to 1,000. I will see you guys again on the next one.